The retainer I know is the one used for teeth. Oh? Okay. This is Jacob from Twilight, bitch. Oh? Are they gonna kiss? Clearly enjoying how awkward it makes you feel. Ew. Okay, we're back at the Anarchs club. You arrive at the Lich Pit, finding it less rowdy than the last time. The bar is still packed, but the dance floor is empty tonight. Instead, the cold, crackling speakers are playing music that would probably sound like noise even on high-end hardware. Mia is nowhere to be seen, but you remember she requested that you ask for her at the bar. You approach the bar as the bartender finishes pouring a beer for an older guy in a fraying Iron Maiden t-shirt. She turns to you. What can I get ya? Is Mia around? No, she's not in tonight. She looks you up and down, and a spark of recollection shines in her eye. Oh yeah, that's right. She takes a well-worn book from behind the counter, some kind of YA vampire novel, and flips it through. She produces a piece of paper between the book's pages and passes it to you. She told me you'd be interested in reading this. You find a relatively quiet corner and take a look at the note. T wants to meet you. I'll arrange it. But you need to prove you're trustworthy. Look around the Lich Pit for a guy named Bruce. Buff dude. Tattoo sleeve on his right arm. I'm 90% sure he's somebody's retainer. Sent here to spy on us by the camp. Get me the name of this master and write it on this card. Then return it to the bar. What's a retainer? Oh. The retainer I know is the one used for teeth. Anyways. It doesn't take you long to locate this Bruce guy. He sits alone in a corner. 2 beer glasses already empty on his table. You take a moment to consider your approach. Strike up a conversation. The man immediately notices you but doesn't move from his spot. The other seats are empty. When you focus the blood to boost your attractiveness, it's not just Brew who notices. He's into you. Ooh, so are other people. Doing double takes as they pass your table. Oh? Okay. This is Jacob from Twilight, bitch. Anyways. Hey you, have I seen you here before? It's my first night here. Ask him about the name. Directly. Nicely. I'll try to do it nicely. I know you're here because somebody asked you to spy on this place. It'd make me really happy if you gave me their name. What? Do you mean Sam? He catches himself, realizes what you're doing. His eyes dart over your shoulder. You thought you had him cornered, but he suddenly leaps over the table in one smooth move and dashes through the sparse crowd. You catch up to him outside. He's bolting alright. Celerity. Yeah, I'm gonna catch up to him. Throwing caution to the wind, you focus your blood and give chase after Bruce. He might be faster than a human, but his abilities are a fraction of yours. He dashes into a nearby alley, and you follow suit. Before he can jump the fence, you tackle him down to the ground. A short brawl later, you are standing a few meters apart, Bruce eyeing you with hatred. Listen, your cover is blown. I was told who you are. You better come clean. Your master's name. That's all I need. Bullshit. Besides, she'd kill me if I told you, and I quite like being alive. Here's the deal. You tell me your master's name, and you save yourself a world of hurt. Unless you want to exit this alley on a stretcher, you'd better. Bruce doesn't wait for you to finish talking. He jumps at you, kicking and punching you with dizzying speed. It takes you by surprise and he puts you on the defensive. Just as you're about to retaliate, he breaks away, jumps on the fence on the end of the alley, and is gone into parts of the city unknown. Damn it. Time to leave something for Mia. You borrow a pen from the bar and flip Mia's note to the other side. Sam. And you know it's a he. Oh, and you know it's a she. That still leaves a lot of options. You could pull a name out of your ass or let Mia figure it out. I'll just leave Mia all the info I have. Mia asks you for a name, but if all you have is a fragment and the gender, it'll have to do. You jot down a note. Bruce referred to his master as Sam and called her she. You pass a piece of paper to the bartender and she sticks it back to the same book. Hold on a second. She wanted me to pass something on to you. She produces a cell phone from behind the counter. It's ancient, at least 15 years out of date. An old charger for the piece of junk in your hand. They really did think of everything. It takes you a moment to remind yourself how to operate this thing, and you find that its phone book is blank. There's no Wi-Fi connectivity and no saved messages. It's got a version of Snake though. The bartender is already over at the other end of her domain, taking orders from patrons. With your Anarch contract nowhere in sight, you decide to move on for the night. Hopefully, your educated guesses based on the scraps of info you collected will be enough for Mia to contact you. Okay, it's midnight. Yeah, I'm going with D'Angelo. Knowing there are so many places with a good enough view of the Manhattan Bridge, you decide to check the ones that aren't likely to be crowded at this time of night. It doesn't take you long before you hit the jackpot, Jane's Carousel. As you're walking along the pier, you notice a lonely figure sitting on the bench. Still flask in hand, his legs up on the railing. Soon enough, you hear a familiar voice. And yet I couldn't shake the feeling. Pausing mid-sentence, he leans back over the bench backrest and looks straight at you. Upside down, his face looks even creepier than usual. That I wasn't alone. What's in the flask? Depends on what you think. It's a little something from my private reserve. I call it the Drunken Sailor. Because that's probably where it came from. He takes a sip, then points the flask in your general direction. Want some? Huh. Sure, why not? You take the flask and take a swig. It's blood, alright, mixed with other frivolous substances, some of which you recognize, while others you probably don't want to know. There's been another one, killing, I mean, down by the docks. You know, that night I saw her, she looked so frail, so innocent. Deep inside, I was hoping she'd be spooked, get out of town. That maybe, just maybe, that would be the end of it. But that's me, you know? Hopelessly optimistic. You know why she's doing it? Whether she's Kane's chosen or just a poor girl gone nut after a botched embrace, one thing is painfully clear. He gives you a look full of worry and sadness. She ain't gonna stop. He takes a swig, as if to punctuate the sentence. I've said I'm a meaning, neutral ground, public space. Shouldn't get too ugly. Still, I was hoping you could tag along. Larson? Nah, let's leave the poor schmuck alone for now. It's pretty clear he's just as clueless as we are. He looks away and pats the bench next to where he's sitting. You might want to sit for this one. Am I meeting your parents? That murderous bitch from last time? Valerie? As in murderous bitch Valerie? You ever notice that if you repeat a word enough times, it just sounds like animal noises? But yeah, that Valerie. I know you two didn't exactly hit it off, but she's not as bad as you might think. I mean, in some respects, she's probably worse, but she can be reasoned with. Look, the way I see it, we ain't got no choice. True, I get it. I know it sucks, but hey, if there's one thing life has taught me, you don't always get what you want. True that. Noticeably, proud of his words of wisdom, he tries to top him off with one last swig. A single drop falls between his crooked teeth. He looks at the empty flask with the utmost contempt. He shoots you a smile that's as crooked as it is affectionate. Oh? Are they gonna kiss? You meet his gaze, trying to look friendly rather than condescending. You're alright. And with that heartfelt moment, you bid adieu to the sprawling vista and make your way towards the bridge. Next stop, Manhattan. Ooh. Entering the park from the Midtown Manhattan, you promptly take a spot by one of the alleys. Not very deep into the park. Minutes pass. 5, 10, 15. You start to wonder if she's ever gonna show up. Suddenly, you hear a familiar voice, but with an unfamiliar tone. She sounds almost nice. Hello, Jeannie. And there she is, walking along the side of the fountain. She looks less out of place here than back at the junkie-infested hovel, but only by a slight margin. Something tells you there are only so many places you would feel at home, and probably not ones you would want to find yourself in. She glances over at you, barely noting your presence. Sorry about last time. Nothing personal. You understand. When I get caught up in the moment, I can get a bit intense. I can attest to that. Get a room, you two. D'Angelo gives you a pleading look. He clearly doesn't want you to dwell on the subject. Hear that, Jeannie? Your friend has us all figured out. She takes a step toward you. The smell of her perfume is overpowering. Or maybe it's just jealousy. Although, I'd be careful if I were you. Last time we got close, it didn't exactly work out for you. Speaking of which, how's that neck doing? It's fine. I barely felt it anyway. She can tell you're lying. She can tell she's enjoying herself. I'm so glad. Now, let's get down to business. It's about Sam. Who? Alright, the thin blood. What about her? The girl's a threat. We need to find her. Figured we can do it faster if we work together. Uh-huh. The catch is... awkward silence. It's not often you see him at the loss for words. Seeing him struggle, you decide to jump in. You want her alive. See? Now that's a deal breaker right there, sugar. If you want me to even consider it, you'll have to sweeten the plot. Once again, she turns to D'Angelo. And I bet tall, dark, and handsome over there might have some ideas. Just tell us what you want. She wants a higher profile target, to show off to the prince what a good little scourge she is. That all you care about nowadays, huh? Playing the game, climbing the ranks? A smile creeps into her lips. You can tell it's forced. D'Angelo definitely knows how to get under her skin. Once again, she turns to you. I knew right away he'd try to help this girl. He does love him a damsel in distress. But you, I'm still not sure what your angle is. What do you care? It's called making a conversation. So there, you know my terms. Contact me when you've made up your mind. Don't take too long though. I'm a lucky girl. I might just find your little thin blood on my own. Still, I hope we can work together. We did make a good team back in the day, didn't we? Oh. There's a history over here. Slowly, seductively, she puts her arms around his shoulders. She glances over you, clearly enjoying how awkward it makes you feel. Ew. D, once this meeting is over, you'll have some explaining to do. Withdrawing from the strange half-embrace, she flicks D'Angelo's nose gently with her index finger. Almost instantly, she turns from flirtatious to dispassionate. However this plays out, I have a feeling we'll meet again, sooner or later. Until then, without sparing you another glance, she disappears down an unlit park alley. D'Angelo watches her go. The look on his face, a mixture of longing and guilt, is borderline comical. Finally, he turns back towards you, as if breaking some spell he was under. Well, that could have gotten worse. Anyways, I'm not gonna pry into their lives. I'm just gonna say this. What do you mean by a higher profile target? It's not what, it's whom. She wants me to give her Larson. What? Why would she want Larson? Oh, he's a primogen, remember? A weak one, but still, for a scourge, he's a much more valuable target than some no-name Duskborn. And it just so happens that a certain someone might have some dirt on him. Fuck it, I'm heading back to the office. Need to put my feet up, get some blood flowing to the old noggin. You coming? You nod. Why the hell not? And so, you make your way toward 5th Avenue. You've got a long way ahead of you and a lot of stuff to figure out. Although it's not your first visit, you still find it hard to navigate the dark, rust-ridden corners of the grain terminal. Luckily this time, you're with someone who could probably do this blindfolded. So you just follow his lead. As you're both climbing the rickety stairs leading to the mezzanine, you suddenly notice light coming from D'Angelo's office. You bust through the door like a Tango and Hooch. Or was that Turner and Cash? Ready to unleash unholy fury on the intruders, you expect an Anarch death squad or an SI hunting party. Instead, you get Larson, who nearly falls out of the chair when you two bust in. Missed us already? Seemingly both intrigued and irritated by the surprise visit, D'Angelo walks over to the cabinet and pulls out a fresh cigar. He points at a tiny shadow cowering in the corner of the room. To your astonishment, it turns out to be a very familiar face. Oh. She got her? Where did she find her? Where the hell did you find her? Outside my front door. She must have heard of me. Find out where I lived. It's not uncommon knowledge among the Dustborn. She probably figured I could help her. But honestly, I have no idea what to do with her. I mean, I should turn her to the prince, but that's just another strike against my people. Then again, I can't just let her loose. Not after what she did. He leans over to you. Hey kid, I think we should call it a night. Just give some time to talk to the girl. Maybe I'll get through to her somehow. The sign, it's always there. What's happening to her? Is she crazy? Though I ain't holding my breath. Honestly, you're glad to leave him to it. Spending the night in a small room with a tiny serial killer somehow doesn't seem too appealing. Still, you're hoping D'Angelo will be alright. He's got some tough choices ahead of him.